What is going on, guys, and welcome back to Top 10 Nerd. T'Challa, aka the Black Panther, first appeared in Fantastic Four issue 52. He's the king of Wakanda, religious leader, and is among the top intellects in the world. The late Chadwick Boseman brought the character to life in 2018 with Marvel Studios' Black Panther, and we also got to see Michael B. Jordan as Erik Killmonger with Andy Serkis as Ulysses Klaw. Two amazing villains written off far too soon, but who else has the king of Wakanda gone toe-to-toe with in the comics? And who can we possibly expect in the 2022 Wakanda Forever sequel? Well, I'm your host Taylor McWaters, and here are the top 10 Black Panther villains. Let's count them down. Number 10, King Cadaver. We kicked this list off with one of the earliest villains in the comics, making his first steps in Jungle Action issue 10. King Cadaver was this bug-eyed dude created by radiation exposure. He could control your mind and cause a great amount of physical pain at the same time. Now, he didn't get up to much in the comics until recently in Black Panther 2019 issue 1. King Cadaver returned, but he was a little cooler this time around. There was this new CEO in town going by the name of Mr. Kazaji. Wakanda found a new chief of mining and operations were running smoothly. Better than ever, actually. He quadrupled the production of vibranium by using these proton excavators. Now, it started off great until these natural disasters began to occur. And then Mr. Kazaji kidnapped Queen Mother Ramonda as hostage, and his true self was revealed. And after a beatdown from Black Panther, King Cadaver still managed to somehow escape. Number 9, Man-Ape. AKA M'Baku, Man-Ape is one of the most powerful individuals in Wakanda. His super strength comes from a magical ritual of transference with the sacred white gorilla. Now he's able to easily bench press 2 tons. Winston Duke also brought the character M'Baku to life in 2018's Black Panther as well. But M'Baku made his first appearance in Avengers issue 62. He was born and raised in the Jabari village in Wakanda. The Black Panther outlawed the rival white gorilla cult from Wakanda, and the Panther cult was now the dominant one. So M'Baku killed one of the rare white gorillas living in the jungles near their home, and if that wasn't bad enough, he continued to bathe in the gorilla's blood, and then he ate the flesh, which in turn conferred its strength upon M'Baku. Now, when Black Panther returned from assisting the Avengers, this dude was now running the show. Going by Man-Ape, he gladly challenged T'Chaka for his right to rule. His goal was to get rid of these technological advances and go back to the primal ways. Man-Ape joined the 7th incarnation of the Masters of Evil, gathered by the Crimson Cowl Justine Hammer, and in Black Panther Volume 5 Issue 4, Man-Ape was murdered after he got the life sucked out of him by Morlun. But he later returned from the dead in Black Panther Long Live the King Issue 3, thanks to Baron Macabre and a good old ritual. Number 8. Okay, so about that guy who sucked the life out of Man-Ape, what's that about? Let's talk about him for a bit. Morlun made his shadowy debut in Amazing Spider-Man Volume 2 Issue 30. He actually once ripped Peter's eyeball out and then ate it. He's been alive for centuries. Now, things get heated when the crocodile cult resurrected Morlun in order to devour the Black Panther totem to weaken Wakanda. Because if you can't beat him, just eat him, okay? So Morlun started with Man-Ape but was defeated by the new Black Panther, Shuri, who I'm hoping also takes over on the big screen. Morlun wasn't just defeated by Shuri, but with the help of a witch doctor, she was able to send Morlun into limbo, where he would then just fight these giant hordes of death, literal death. Number 7, T'Challa. We shipped over to an alternate reality, Earth 2301 that is, where the sister of T'Challa was brutally beaten by her brother when it came to the succession of the throne. She was hurt, physically and now emotionally, so much so that she left Wakanda. She left her home in hopes of finding a new magical power to master so that she could defeat her brother. Now, she found that magical power in the land of Latveria, where she took a master class or two from its ruler, Dr. Victor Von Doom. She trained under him but held back the entire time on purpose. She wanted to wait until the right moment, and then she took him out, stole his armor, and assumed the mantle of ruler of Latveria. Now, this version of Doom is extremely powerful. She carries with her a double-edged broadsword as a primary weapon that channels her power. Pretty badass. Number 6, Reverend Achebe. He made his first appearance in Black Panther Volume 3 Issue 3. It was a rather tragic start for this guy. Reverend Achebe was once a peaceful farmer living with his family in Gudaza. Now, things took a horrible turn when rebel guerrillas from the country Ujanka were forced onto his farm. The guerrillas took his wife, stabbed him over 30 times, and then just left him for death. Achebe was driven mad. He needed revenge at this point. His entire life was just shattered, so he resorted to the lowest form of revenge. Literally, he made a deal with the devil, Mephisto, who at this point was craving Black Panther's soul, so it all kind of worked out well. Achebe ended up in charge of Wakanda when T'Challa was taken into Mephisto's realm in Black Panther Volume 3, and Ramonda, Black Panther's stepmother, was actually on board with this entire operation. The two of them wanted to run the show upstairs, so they forced T'Challa to return to the United States. Achebe is extremely gifted when it comes to ventriloquism, believe it or not. A ventriloquist who deals with the devil. What could go wrong? Number 5. White Wolf. In the after credit scene for Black Panther, we saw Bucky Barnes awaken, and this time around, he wasn't in punch mode. He was healed up, given a new vibranium upgrade of an arm, and was referred to as the White Wolf. But he made his first debut in Black Panther Volume 3 Issue 4 in the late 90s. White Wolf wasn't from Wakanda initially. He actually arrived being the sole survivor of a plane crash near Wakanda, so they adopted the young boy named Hunter. Now he was raised as the adoptive brother of Black Panther, only he wasn't next in line, so he got a little jealous. More than fair, as one would. So Hunter did the best he could in assisting Wakanda, until eventually he was appointed as leader of the Wakandan secret police, the Tetu. With this he received vibranium microwave mesh, so bullets aren't exactly a concern anymore. Cloaking technology helps sneak around behind the king's back, and energy dampening boots allow the White Wolf to run across water or land on his feet after falling from high above. Like a cat. He was soon known as White Wolf, but when T'Challa took over as king after T'Chaka's assassination, he disbanded the brutal Tetu. So all these mercenaries and the White Wolf needed a place to go. They needed a purpose. And most of all, they wanted revenge on the man who exiled them in the first place, Black Panther. Number 4. Ulysses Klaw. Played by the wonderful Andy Serkis in the MCU, also a villain we need more of, Ulysses Klaw made his first debut in Fantastic Four issue 53. He's the son of war criminal Colonel Fritz Klaw, and after the war he moved back to Belgium, changed his name to Klaw with the W, a little cooler, and he raised his son, telling him stories of Wakanda. That son grew up and became a physicist working in the field of applied sonics at the Technical University at Delft. He figured out how to convert sound waves into a physical mass, but the missing key component to do so lied within Wakanda's vibranium. So he and a group of mercenaries bought intel from Hydra, broke into Wakanda to cause some chaos. Klaw attempted to kill both King T'Chaka and his son T'Challa, but the king used his body as a shield to guard the young boy. His right arm didn't make it out alive, but that's when his brain came to save the day. He got an arm upgrade as we saw in the MCU, but in the comics he ended up trapped inside of it at one point. He was transformed into literal sound. So never say never with Klaw returning to the MCU. Number 3. Tetu. Initially a student at the Wakandan Academy, Tetu joined Marvel Comics with Black Panther Volume 6. He left in search for knowledge beyond the physical realm, and sometimes that gets you in a little bit of a pickle. He laid low in the Wakandan wilderness, and when he returned he had the ability to manipulate nature. While abroad, Tetu gathered a group of rebels called the People and worked alongside Zenzi and the Ugandan army in hopes to one day overthrow the Black Panther. Tetu's powers are beyond just controlling plants. In Black Panther Volume 7, Issue 19, Tetu demonstrated the ability to open portals from the past and present to transport people through space and time. He also wears 2 spiked wooden rings on his shoulders. Being made of natural resources, he can make the spikes grow in length and attack people. A one-on-one with Groot would get pretty messy, I imagine. Number 2. Zenzi. Making her first appearance in Black Panther Volume 6, Issue 1, Zenzi can enhance and bring to light people's deepest emotions. She can change your whole agenda up just like that. Like in Issue 2 of Volume 6, Zenzi is about to be killed by Killmonger's troops, but instead she made them attack each other and wipe each other out, which is great. She quickly became the leader of the Ugandan army, where she allied herself with Tetu, head of the People, like I just talked about. She would use her abilities to start riots, and when Black Panther knocked her into a coma, she still didn't give up the fight days later when she woke up. Not even a coma can keep Zenzi down. How amazing is that? I would hate to mess with an empathic manipulator. I don't want people to read my mind or see my emotions deep down. Leave my inner monologues alone. You have your tough guy voice on, and then all of a sudden you're singing show tunes and releasing prisoners. What a power. And finally, number 1. Killmonger. Erik Killmonger, played by the wickedly talented Michael B. Jordan in Marvel Studios' Black Panther, is one of the best villains in the MCU thus far. I'm really hoping we get him back somehow in the sequel. I think he's rumored to actually take over as Black Panther, so this could be something. He made his first appearance in Jungle Action Volume 2, Issue 6. He considers himself a fierce and cunning warrior, far greater than that of T'Challa. He grew up in Wakanda with the birth name Jadaka, and as a child, when Ulysses Klaw invaded the country for vibranium, his family was wiped out after Klaw's plans got messy. Jadaka, the sole survivor, was taken captive by Klaw back to America, where he luckily escaped his grasp, but he still had no way of getting home. So he adapted. He changed his name to Erik Killmonger, moved to Harlem, earned a PhD in engineering and became a professor at MIT. There he saw Wakanda's King T'Challa and hitched a ride back to the motherland, only he didn't intend to settle and live his days out as a peaceful resident. He took what he learned in America and planned to use it against the Black Panther back home and topple his empire. Guys, thank you so much for joining us today on Top 10 Nerd. We hope you have a beautiful week. Make sure you hit that subscribe button before you head out, that way you don't miss any future videos. I've been your host Taylor McWaters, and we'll see you next time. Peace.